Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ, today I want to talk about something powerful, something that can shift the way you see your journey. I want to talk about the 6 signs that you are closer to success than you thought. Because sometimes life has a funny way of making us believe we're far away, when in reality, we're standing right at the doorway. You see, many people quit too soon, not because they didn't have the talent, not because they didn't have the heart, but because they couldn't recognize how close they were to their breakthrough. And I came here today to remind you, your struggle has meaning, your challenges have purpose, and those sleepless nights you've been through, they are not in vain. Success doesn't always come with fireworks and fanfare. Sometimes it comes quietly, step by step, test by test, sign by sign. And if you can identify these signs in your life, you will know deep within your spirit that your season of breakthrough is closer than you ever imagined. When you begin to feel uncomfortable and stretched beyond your comfort zone, it is one of the clearest signs that you are moving closer to success. Think about it for a moment. If you were doing the same things you've always done, living the same routine, feeling no pressure, no resistance, no challenge, you would not be growing. Growth is never found in the safe places. Growth comes when life pushes you to do something that feels bigger than what you've done before. When you wake up in the morning and you're nervous about the task ahead, when you feel that knot in your stomach because you're about to step into unknown territory, that is not fear trying to stop you. It is confirmation that you're being stretched for something greater. Success does not live in your comfort zone. It lives on the other side of the unfamiliar. So many people miss this sign because they mistake discomfort for failure. They think if it feels difficult, it must not be working. But the truth is, the discomfort is the very evidence that it is working. Just like muscles only grow when they are torn and stretched under weight, your spirit, your skills, your mind only grow when they are tested under pressure. If you are feeling uncomfortable right now in your journey, that is life's way of telling you that you are not stuck. You are growing. That tightness, that stretching, it means you are about to step into a bigger version of yourself. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced moments where they didn't feel ready, where the task looked too big, where the pressure seemed overwhelming. They didn't wait until everything was easy. They walked into the discomfort and trusted that the struggle was shaping them. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you grew without being uncomfortable? When was the last time you learned something new without fumbling, stumbling, or feeling out of place? That awkwardness, that uncertainty is the sign that you're exactly where you need to be. Discomfort is a divine indicator. It tells you that you are in transition, just like a seed breaking through the soil, just like a caterpillar breaking free from the cocoon. Transformation doesn't come without struggle. That tight, pressing space you're in right now, it's preparing you for flight. The pressure is proof that you are on your way to something better. So when you feel stretched, instead of pulling back, lean into it. The stretch is not there to break you. It's there to expand you. Sometimes when you step into something new, you may feel like an imposter. You may question yourself, wondering if you're good enough, strong enough, smart enough. That voice of doubt is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're in new territory. The very fact that you feel those questions means you're not stuck in the same old place. You are moving forward into something bigger. If you didn't feel uncomfortable, it would mean you're still living small, still repeating the same patterns, still circling the same mountains. Think of every success story you admire. None of those people were comfortable on the way to their breakthrough. They faced sleepless nights, moments of uncertainty, days when they felt like walking away. But what kept them going was the realization that discomfort was not a punishment. It was a process. They learned to embrace the stretch because they understood it was a part of becoming who were meant to be. And that's where you are right now. When you are being stretched, it's not only your skills that are being tested, but your faith, your patience, and your resilience. You are being taught how to handle bigger responsibilities, how to manage greater opportunities, how to stay grounded when life elevates you. The reason it feels so heavy is because you are carrying something greater than before. The reason it feels so uncertain is because you are stepping into levels you've never seen. That's not failure. It's growth. If you can see your discomfort differently, you'll stop running from it and start recognizing it as a signal. It's not there to discourage you. It's there to tell you that you're closer than you think. When you start feeling stretched, when the road feels tougher, when life seems to demand more of you than you think you have, that is when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. You are being refined, sharpened, and prepared for something you couldn't handle if you were still in your comfort zone. And though it feels painful at times, it is the pain of growth, not the pain of defeat. That uncomfortable place you are in today is proof that you are not standing still. You are moving forward step by step, closer and closer to success. Opportunities and challenges showing up at the same time is one of the strongest signals that you are closer to success than you thought. Life has a way of packaging blessings inside of battles. Just when it feels like the door is opening for you, obstacles suddenly appear. Just when the opportunity arrives, resistance comes knocking. Most people see those challenges as signs to quit. But in truth, they are confirmations that you're in the right place. You cannot have opportunity without responsibility, and you cannot have responsibility without resistance. The two walk hand in hand. If you are seeing new doors open while at the same time feeling new struggles rise, you should recognize that as the universe preparing you for the next level. Think about it. Every great achievement you admire came with opposition. The bigger the dream, the bigger the obstacles. When an opportunity is presented to you, it will always come with tests. Because life wants to know, are you ready? Can you handle it? Will you stay committed when it gets hard? That's why success doesn't come wrapped in ease. It comes wrapped in challenges. So only those who are serious, persistent, and dedicated can claim it. If you're facing both at the same time, it's not bad luck. It's alignment. It means you're walking into a new chapter that requires a stronger version of you. Sometimes you may feel overwhelmed, as if life is giving you too much at once. The phone rings with an opportunity that excites you, but right after that, a problem shows up that drains you. You get promoted, but now you have more responsibility. You start your business, but now the bills, setbacks, and struggles rise higher than ever. This is not life working against you. This is life preparing you. If you only had the opportunity without the challenge, you wouldn't grow into the kind of person who can sustain that success. And if you only had the challenge without the opportunity, you wouldn't see the reason to keep going. Together, they form the perfect balance to push you forward. Opportunities stretch your vision. Challenges stretch your strength. Opportunities open doors. Challenges strengthen your character. Opportunities give you excitement. Challenges give you endurance. And you need all of these qualities if you want to truly succeed. The reason you are facing them both right now is because you're being molded. Success is not about luck. It's about preparation meeting opportunities. And preparation always comes through challenges. It's easy to celebrate the opportunity. Everyone loves a new door opening, a new relationship forming, a new idea blossoming. But when the challenge shows up, that's when many people turn back. They forget that the two come as a pair. If you're experiencing both right now, it means you are at the edge of something powerful. It means life trusts you enough to give you responsibility, and at the same time, it trusts you enough to test your resilience. Every champion you see was once in a position where opportunities and challenges collided. They got the big break, but had to work twice as hard. They were given a platform, but faced criticism and rejection. They got the promotion, but had to prove themselves daily. The presence of both is not a curse. It is a signpost that you are on the road to greatness. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But the fact that you are carrying both the excitement of opportunity and the weight of challenge shows that you are chosen for something more. Look back at your own life. The moments that truly defined you were not the easy ones. They were the times when you had to juggle blessings and burdens at the same time. Maybe you were pursuing a dream, but struggling to make ends meet. Maybe you were building something new while fighting doubts, setbacks, or criticism. Yet those were the seasons that shaped your strength, your creativity, and your persistence. They forced you to dig deeper than ever before. They revealed to you that you could do more than you thought you could. Opportunities and challenges together are the perfect classroom. They teach you how to stay balanced, how to stay hungry, and how to stay grounded. When you are handed something good, the challenge will keep you humble. When you are handed something difficult, the opportunity will keep you hopeful. Together, they prevent you from giving up, and they prevent you from becoming complacent. That tension you're feeling right now is not punishment, it's preparation. So if you find yourself in a season where doors are opening but problems are rising, don't panic. That's not a sign that you're failing. That's not a sign that you should stop. That is a clear message that you are on the threshold of success. The challenge is sharpening you. The opportunity is calling you. And the combination of both is building the version of you that will not just reach success, but sustain it once it arrives. You're starting to attract the right people and connections, and that is one of the clearest signs that success is drawing near. Life has a way of aligning the right individuals on your path when you are stepping into your purpose. You may have walked alone for a long time, carrying the vision, carrying the dream, and feeling like no one understood you, but when you start seeing people show up in your life who inspire you, who challenge you, who push you higher, that is not an accident. That is confirmation. Success is never a solo journey. It always requires the right people at the right time. There's a principle that says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. The same is true for success. When you're truly serious about your goals, when you're committed and focused, the universe begins to align mentors, partners, and friends who can accelerate your journey. Sometimes they come in the form of encouragement, sometimes in the form of accountability, sometimes in the form of opportunity. But however they come, they are proof that you're moving closer to your breakthrough. If you look around and notice that your circle is shifting, that new voices are entering your life, that people are reaching out with ideas, collaborations, or wisdom, it's a sign that you're on the right track. Too often, We overlook this sign because we're still focused on who left us. We cry over the people who walked away, the relationships that ended, the support we didn't receive. But you have to understand, if they could not go where you're going, they were not meant to stay. Every level of growth requires a different circle. The people who were with you in one season might not have the vision, the energy, or the faith to walk with you into the next. So when the wrong ones leave and the right ones begin to appear, that is not loss, it's alignment. Think about how many successful people can trace their breakthrough back to a single connection. Maybe it was a mentor who gave them advice that shifted their thinking. Maybe it was a friend who believed in them when no one else did. Maybe it was a partner who brought resources, skills, or opportunities they didn't have. Success is not just about what you know. It's about who you know, and more importantly, who knows you. The presence of the right people in your life is evidence that you are being positioned for something greater. This doesn't mean you have to network endlessly or chase after people. No, when you are focused on your purpose, when you're working diligently, the right people are drawn to you naturally. They see your life. They see your consistency. They see your determination. And they are attracted to that energy because success attracts success. Birds of a feather flock together. When you are serious about your vision, you begin to resonate with others who are also serious about theirs. That's why you'll notice more conversations that inspire you, more opportunities to collaborate, more connections that feel divine instead of forced. It's also important to recognize that the right people don't always look the way you expect. Sometimes they come disguised as critics who push you to do better. Sometimes they come as strangers who offer kindness or wisdom at just the right moment. Sometimes they come as partners who challenge your ideas so you can refine them. Don't dismiss the people who enter your life simply because they don't fit the picture in your head. If they are pushing you forward, if they are reminding you of your potential, if they are opening doors you couldn't open alone, then they are part of your success story. When you are attracting the right people, it also means you are becoming the right person. People who are focus-driven and positive are not attracted to negativity, excuses, or laziness. They are drawn to individuals who are moving, who are striving, who are growing. So if these kinds of people are showing up in your life, it means your own energy, mindset, and character are aligning with success. You are no longer just talking about change. You are living it, and that vibration is pulling the right individuals toward you. Sometimes you may feel unworthy of the connections you're making. You may ask yourself, why are these people interested in me? Why would they want to help me? Why would they want to partner with me? That's because you are stepping into a new level. And new levels always bring new relationships. Don't doubt it. Don't sabotage it. Embrace it. The fact that these people see something in you that you may not fully see in yourself yet is a clear indicator that you're closer than you think. So pay attention to your circle. Pay attention to the conversations you're having. Pay attention to the new names, faces, and voices entering your life. If they are elevating you, inspiring you, or pushing you, then that is not coincidence. It is confirmation that you are walking in the direction of success. Your failures are teaching you lessons that fuel your growth. And that is one of the most powerful signs that success is closer than you imagine. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every stumble, every mistake, every wrong turn is shaping you into the person who can handle the victory ahead. Too many people see failure as the end of the road, but in reality, it is just a detour, a redirection, a classroom for growth. If you are in a season where your failures are not breaking you, but teaching you, that is not a sign of defeat. It is a sign that you are being equipped. When you fail, you learn things success could never teach you. Success can make you comfortable, but failure makes you humble. Success can make you confident, but failure makes you resilient. Success shows you what works, but failure shows you why it works. If you are extracting wisdom from the times you fell, you are already positioning yourself for a stronger comeback. Those lessons are not wasted. They are the tools that will help you build a future that cannot be easily shaken. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall countless times before they take their first steps. Each fall is not a failure, it's a lesson. Each stumble teaches them balance, strength, and coordination. And eventually they learn to walk not because they avoided falling, but because they learned through falling. Your journey to success is no different. Every setback you've experienced is teaching you balance, patience, and wisdom. The only difference between those who succeed and those who quit is that successful people decide to keep getting back up. Failures are also proof that you're trying. People who never fail are people who never attempt anything new, never step out of their comfort zone, never take risks. If you have failures in your past, that means you've been brave enough to try, and courage is always rewarded. The more you try, the more you fail, and the more you fail, the more you learn. Each lesson compounds, and eventually you find yourself standing stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the opportunity when it comes. The key is perspective. Failure is only final if you accept it as final. If you choose to see it as a lesson, then every so-called failure becomes a stepping stone. History is filled with stories of people who turned failures into fuel. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure was not a setback, but a step forward because it revealed another way that didn't work. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job in television. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Their failures were painful, but they became the foundation of their greatness because they chose to learn from them instead of stopping at them. In your own life, think about the moments you thought were failures. Maybe you started a business that didn't work out. Maybe you pursued a relationship that ended. Maybe you invested time, money, or effort into something that fell apart. At the time, it felt devastating. But when you look back, you can see that those experiences taught you discipline, awareness, or resilience you wouldn't have gained otherwise. They shaped you. They gave you clarity about what you truly want and what you don't. They revealed your strength. And now, because of those lessons, you are more equipped to succeed than ever before. Failures also teach you humility. They remind you that you don't know it all, that you can't control it all, and that you need persistence to keep going. Humility is a powerful quality because it keeps you open to learning. Arrogance blocks growth, but humility makes room for wisdom. When you fail, you are forced to evaluate, to reflect, to improve. That process makes you sharper, and that sharpening brings you closer to success. Another powerful aspect of failure is that it tests your hunger. How badly do you want it? Anyone can keep going when things are easy, when doors open effortlessly, when success comes quickly. But failure forces you to ask yourself, do I want this enough to keep going even when it hurts? If the answer is yes, then every failure becomes fuel. It deepens your hunger, it strengthens your resolve, And it proves to you that quitting is not an option. The greatest victories are born from the greatest struggles. You cannot fully appreciate success until you've tasted failure. You cannot fully stand tall until you've learned to rise after falling. That's why every failure is a gift in disguise. It's preparing your character, it's shaping your vision, and it's building the resilience you'll need when the pressure of success arrives. If you're in a place where your failures are teaching you, guiding you, and fueling you, you are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. You're more focused on the vision than the distractions. And that is a powerful sign that you are closer to success than you thought. Most people are not defeated by a lack of talent, intelligence, or resources. They are defeated by distractions. Distractions pull attention away from what really matters and scatter energy in directions that don't lead anywhere. But when you reach a point in your journey where the noise no longer has the same hold on you, when the opinions of others don't weigh you down the way they used to, when you no longer chase every shiny thing, but instead keep your eyes fixed on the bigger picture, that is evidence that success is near. Focus is the master key that unlocks potential. And if you've developed it, you are positioning yourself for a breakthrough. Vision gives you clarity. Vision allows you to see beyond your current circumstances and into the future you are building. Without vision, distractions become appealing because they provide temporary comfort or entertainment. With vision, distractions lose their power because they cannot compete with the fire inside you. When you are committed to a vision, you can endure discomfort, rejection, and setbacks because you know what you're working toward. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, how does this serve the vision? That shift in focus transforms everything. Think about a runner in a marathon. Along the path, there are people cheering. There are temptations to slow down. There are aches in the body. There are doubts in the mind. But the runner keeps going because the finish line is clear in their mind. They are not running for the applause or the comfort of the moment. They are running for the victory that awaits. The same is true for your journey. When you are locked in on the vision, you begin to ignore the distractions that once slowed you down. The critics no longer sting the same way. The setbacks no longer paralyze you. The shiny opportunities that don't align with your purpose no longer tempt you. You've reached a place of focus, and that is why success is near. Focus also creates discipline. When you are focused on your vision, you begin to structure your time differently. You don't waste energy on drama, gossip, or negativity. You protect your mornings. You plan your days. You prioritize your energy. That discipline compounds over time, and before you know it, the small, consistent actions you've been taking build into massive results. Success is not one big leap. It is the accumulation of focus steps. Every day you stay focused. You are stacking bricks toward your dream. Distractions will always exist. The world is full of noise, temptation, and comparison. Social media, opinions, failures, even success itself can become distractions if you lose sight of the vision. But when you notice that you've trained yourself to tune out what doesn't serve you, when you find yourself saying no to things that used to pull you in, when you're more committed to progress than to comfort, that is a sign you're evolving. It means you are aligning your habits with your goals. It means you are no longer driven by emotions alone, but by purpose. That level of focus is rare, and it is always rewarded. Success requires sacrifice, and focus is what makes sacrifice possible. If your vision is clear, you're willing to give up the things that don't serve it. You're willing to stay in on a Friday night to work on your dream. You're willing to wake up early when everyone else is sleeping. You're willing to invest in yourself while others waste time. Focus doesn't make the sacrifice easy, but it makes it worth it. And when you are willing to pay the price, you are positioning yourself to reap the reward. Many people drift through life chasing distractions disguised as opportunities. They chase money without purpose. They chase validation without meaning. They chase quick wins without long-term vision. But you know you're close to success when you stop chasing and start building. When you stop reacting to everything around you and start directing your own steps. That clarity of direction is proof that you are closer than you think. Focus also gives you peace of mind. When you are distracted, your energy is scattered, your mind is restless, and your spirit feels unsettled. But when you are focused, there's a calmness even in the chaos. You may still have struggles, but you no longer panic. You may still have obstacles, but you don't lose hope. That inner calm is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of alignment. It means your inner world and your outer actions are moving in the same direction. And that inner alignment is a powerful indicator that success is around the corner if you are in a season where the distractions don't pull you the way they once did. Where the noise is still loud, but you've learned how to tune it out. Where your vision is so strong that nothing can stop you from moving forward. Then you are closer to success than you realize. The fact that your focus has sharpened. The fact that you are seeing more clearly. The fact that you are prioritizing what matters most is all evidence that the breakthrough is on its way. You feel a deep inner conviction that quitting is no longer an option. And that conviction is one of the strongest indicators that success is near. At some point in your journey, you will reach a place where the thought of giving up no longer feels like a choice. Not because things suddenly became easier, but because something inside you has shifted. You realize that the dream is not just an idea you're chasing. It's a calling you must fulfill. That fire in your spirit, that voice that tells you to keep moving forward no matter how many obstacles rise up against you. That determination is a sign that your breakthrough is closer than you think. There are seasons in life when quitting feels like the easiest path. The challenge is way heavy, the disappointments pile up, and it seems like the progress is too slow to justify the pain. But when you refuse to quit despite all of that, it shows that you've tapped into a deeper level of resilience. You're no longer motivated only by external rewards, but by an internal commitment to yourself, your vision, and your purpose. Success doesn't belong to the most talented or the most gifted. It belongs to the ones who refuse to quit. If you've reached a place where giving up is no longer an option, that is a sign you are on the verge of a breakthrough. Conviction comes from knowing your why. When your reason for pursuing something is strong enough, nothing can shake you. People may doubt you. Circumstances may discourage you. Failures may wound you, but your why keeps you moving. That's why you see individuals who go through unimaginable challenges yet still rise. Their conviction fuels their persistence. When your why is bigger than your pain, quitting becomes impossible. And when quitting is impossible, success becomes inevitable. This inner conviction is not always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet whisper that says, keep going. Sometimes it's the subtle reminder in your heart that tells you you've come too far to stop now. Sometimes it's the memory of the sacrifices you've made, the nights you stayed up, the tears you cried, the struggles you endured. That memory alone pushes you forward because you refuse to let all that effort be wasted. That kind of inner drive is a sign that you are stronger than your setbacks and closer to your dream than you may realize. Every great success story has a moment where quitting seemed like the logical choice. The entrepreneur who almost gave up before the breakthrough. The athlete who thought of retiring before the victory. The artist who considered quitting before the masterpiece. The difference between those who made it and those who didn't is that one group felt the conviction to keep going when everything told them to stop. They decided that quitting was no longer on the table, and because of that, they pushed through to the other side. When you reach this place in your own journey, you'll notice that your perspective changes. Instead of asking, should I keep going? You begin to ask, how can I keep going? That subtle shift is powerful. It means your mind is no longer entertaining the idea of quitting, but is fully invested in finding solutions. You stop looking for a way out and start looking for a way forward. And when you are solution-focused instead of problem-focused, you inevitably move closer to success. Conviction also changes how you handle setbacks. When quitting is still an option, every failure feels like a reason to stop. But when quitting is no longer an option, every failure becomes a lesson. You start using your pain as fuel, your mistakes as teachers, and your obstacles as stepping stones. You stop fearing the difficulties because you know they cannot stop you. That resilience creates momentum, and momentum always carries you closer to your breakthrough. This inner conviction also influences the people around you. When others see your determination, they are inspired to believe in you, sometimes even before you fully believe in yourself. Your energy becomes contagious. Your persistence becomes magnetic. The right people are drawn to your unwavering spirit, and opportunities begin to align because you positioned yourself as someone who cannot be stopped. That's another sign that success is near. The world recognizes conviction and it responds to it. Sometimes this conviction grows out of pain. It comes from remembering what it felt like to lose, to struggle, to be overlooked, and vowing never to go back there again. Sometimes it comes from hope, the vision of a better future, the dream of changing your life, your family, or your community. Sometimes it comes from faith, a belief that you were born for more, that you are being guided, that your steps are ordered. Whatever its source, once that conviction takes root, you know deep within that quitting is not an option. If you feel that conviction right now, if something inside of you refuses to let you walk away, if every part of your being is telling you to keep pressing forward, even when it doesn't make sense, then that is not just motivation. It's confirmation. It is life reminding you that you are closer than you think, that all the struggle, all the effort, all the battles have been leading you to this moment, and that as long as you refuse to quit, success cannot be denied to you.